Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Mutant here. Today we're going to continue our quest to beat Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you recall from our last episode, we are in the Tenebrous depths yet again. This is a DLC that you can purchase after getting the game, of course, itself. This is something that you can either do as a standalone, which is fun. It's a good way to test out builds and team compositions. So you make your own teammate and mercenaries, basically, and go in. Or in this case, it's actually a scripted set of maps so that you know roughly what you're getting into. Know that because I'm using mods, my game will differ from yours compared to the vanilla version of the game. You can download these mods for free at the Nexus. Highly recommend you do so. Now, we are going to continue. I am, I'll say, in the second floor of this next set. For the Tenebrous steps for the scripted versions, at least, it's every 4 floors is a new boss. So floor 1, 2, 3, and 4, the 4th floor is the new boss, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 8th floor is the new boss, and then on and on it goes. Now I think we're on the last set of bosses. There's 4 bosses, I believe, altogether, not counting the big bad at the end. Having said that, there's also hidden items on each floor. So let's actually pause this and take a look at our map. Yeah, so we're actually on 14. We just did 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so 16 will be the next boss fight. And I don't know if the next fight after that is available or if we need to come back again. Again, I've never been that far. So this is all new for me. I've been definitely into the Tenebrous steps before. Good treasure here, decent XP as you'll see. You want to make sure you're really buffed up and have your best team going forward, in my opinion. A fine example is things like freedom of movement buffs for your teammates, resistance to specific elemental damage, death ward.
Skills are getting rusty.
Like so, for instance. Matter of fact, let's actually select that on now. Want that on the main 2 frontliners, including my main character. Can't have them dying from some stupid ass death effect spell. Now, when I say that stuff is hidden, not only do you have to do perception checks, which of course you will never really know that they're there, unless you do a cheat. For instance, it's not a cheat. It's in the game. If you see that I highlight this character here with this spell called Guidance, it's a reusable spell, a cantrip. In this case, the Orison, since it's a cleric type spell. But the same general principle, level 0 spell. It lasts for a minute or until it's discharged. Well, what does it mean, discharged? After it does its effect, it goes away. That can be a bonus to your swing, so an attack roll bonus, a saving throw check, or in this case, a skill check. And that sense of perception is a skill check. You can use it to kind of monitor the area. If you're keeping an eye on it, you can see when it falls off. If it didn't fall off because of time, chances are it fell off because you did some sort of a check. More likely than not, it's a perception check. So again, it allows you to kind of survey an area and say, well, I didn't do any perception checks, or any that I noticed anyway, so chances are we are in the clear. I don't do that a lot. It's just something you would do probably early levels when you're perception. Haha, see, fell right off. Where your perception might not be stellar. So again, we made the perception check. It's not surprising that we made that perception check. But the perceptions get steadily harder. And you see, even with a solid 27 perception, 1 bonus because of that guidance spell that was on me, so I'm probably at a 26 now. I could have failed it. Again, there's a way to literally get a 1 and always fail it, and that's the problem. But the more people you have on your party with, again, the same high perception, chances are you're not going to roll 1s across the board. That doesn't mean you can't, and it doesn't mean that you needed a 1. For example, the 27, I could have rolled a 1 or a 2 on this one. If I didn't have that guidance bonus, I could have rolled a 1, 2, or 3. That's a 15% chance to straight up miss. And again, if my perception's high, that doesn't mean everyone else's is. So let's get an idea of what we're talking about here. My perception, 27. And that bonus that we just gave myself from guidance actually wasn't even a bonus because it's a morale bonus. You see that? Morale +2 from heroism. So again, it wasn't even doing anything for me, except for giving me the little icon from when a perception check was made. Because again, if you fail a perception check, it doesn't tell you that you failed it. It just moves on. And that's what you're really using it for. It's not to pass it per se. It's more to see, oh, there was something there, I missed it, go back to an earlier save. But my perception is 27, 36, that's a solid one right there, 33, 29, of course the pets, he even has one at 18, Tristan's got a 19, Jubilos is rocking at 21. So between the team, We should be okay. That doesn't mean we will be okay.
Dispatch those fools!
Notice we have a poisonous giant fly trap here. And we have buffs for poison protection from our kingdom. So we're immune to poison effects, so long as we're in the Tenebrous depths. So again, we're fine for that. So that's nice. That doesn't mean we want to tangle with this guy. Let's actually buff up our weapon, just to make sure that it's at full strength. And I'm going to come over here to see what else is in the room. Nothing. Okay. Eliza, notice every time we go down to a different floor, which we are now, Eliza loses her pets, and as do anyone else, not counting, of course, Akbo, who is a permanent pet. So anything that she summons, for instance, is gone. So if we want another summons out, here's our chance to do so. I like bogeymen, they're fun. She gets extra, because we specifically made her better than normal. Be nice. Alright, so they literally just unloaded on that damn thing with all kinds of stuff that they're immune to. Ekandayo, let's shoot him. A little forward. Tristan, you just come into the room too. Okay, cool with that. Juby, we can have you move a little bit forward. Can you reach him now?
Clever ploy.
Holy hell, is that 5 attacks? It doesn't say. Used to say when you did that, but I guess because it's not his actual attacks, it's the bombs that discount. But I'm fairly certain that was 5. How was that? Yeah, 5. So it's not counting his offhand, it's counting these ones though. That's interesting. Actually, maybe not. How are we doing this? It's a speed javelin, so I don't think that counts. So it's probably counting 2 here and 3 here, so 5 altogether. Why is it losing 2? Well, 1 is a speed upgrade. You see that? So the javelin itself is a speed javelin. I don't think he's getting an extra swing because of that. For the javelins, he would, sure. But for the bombs, no. And then the other bonus he's getting is because of rapid shot. Okay, because he gets an extra shot. But that has nothing to do with bombs either. So again, I don't think he gets an extra one from that. So he's getting 5 attacks because 3 from the main hand, 2 from the offhand. And that's okay. If we get him to greater 2-weapon fighting, which of course we will, and he's going to be at 3 in a 3 by the end of the build. So that's 6 attacks in a combat round, and I'm actually okay with that. He might even be able to push it a little beyond that with some help or a spell, for instance, like he has. Let's see, we got heal. Let me put that up and over here while I'm thinking about it. Stone skin, communal, spell resistance needs to go over here as well. And we got a restoration and stuff over here. But he has a transformation spell that he can pick. And I probably need to get rid of that damn delay poison communal. Fly, okay. Yep, alright. But he did solid work on this guy already, as you can see. And again, that's coming from one character. This is one of the reasons we actually like having Jubilost on the party, because he is pretty badass when it comes to stuff like that. Proto-Lich, let's have her come forward. She is our Eldritch Scoundrel, Purist. She's undead. This is because of the mod I'm using. So that allows her to be undead. What does that mean? Well, beyond giving her the ability to heal off of inflict wound spells and potions and things of that nature, she takes damage from healing, of course. She has no con stat because she's undead, but she uses her charisma modifier for her hit points. So this +6 is going to be 6 extra hit points per level. So 16 times 6, that's how many extra hit points she got because of being undead. Notice that her fortitude is based on her charisma, but unaltered charisma modifier. So the +3 you see there for other, that's what this is without the headband on. So it'd be a +3 right now for her. And again, this would be an amazing build for a character that was a charisma-based caster. Highly recommend you try an Eldritch Scion or a Sorcerer. They're charisma-based. There's different versions that aren't, but Eldritch Scions have to be. And you can be an undead Eldritch Scion, have no con, like floor your con stat, get really good bonuses on other stuff, and have an amazing charisma, even unaltered charisma, and get your charisma up to a 24. That's a +7. That's a +7 then to your fortitude saves. That's a pretty beefy character, and again, a massive bonus to your hit points as a result. You want to feel tanky, that's a way to be tanky. But Proto-Lich is decent because she's a Raycaster type, and she even has this cool Rod of the Fearless that allows her to do sneak attack damage instantaneously as a quickened spell effect. Uses her swift action. We shut the rod back off, and now she can still do a normal attack. And you be dead. Very nice work, team. As you see, we found something over here. And over here. Taking all that loot.
I'm off.
Nothing from the critter.
I shall eat this suffering.
What the hell just happened? Uh-oh. I hope we didn't glitch something here. Looks like we may have. Alright, well, back to an earlier save. That's kind of annoying. I never had that happen before. Must have had an aura or something that activated the bad guys on the other side before getting to the door.
Interesting.
So, that's a thing.
You can thank me now.
Everybody get way the hell up here. Let's go, stealthy.
Let's strike from the shadows.
Well, that didn't take long. Flytrap basically caught us in like immediately. Let's see. Does it say that he did that? No, it doesn't. That's kind of weird that they don't show the Flytrap's perception check to show that they caught us, so to speak. That seems a little odd. But notice that this is a full combat round instead of last time where we only had these two abilities. But because you have all three, it shows you that it's the full round. And again, the fact that it literally tells you start of round 1 is a big indicator too. We can just start free form attacking this damn thing and wipe it out before too long. Again, Ekendayo will be even better this time because instead of just one arrow shot, they get multiple. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Holy hell, man. Save some for the rest of us, Ekin, you bastard. Let's charge him. Boom! Ah, I finished it. I'm the great killer of the monster. Me, not Ekin at all. No, definitely me. Again, we want to go over here and activate the door this time.
Let's finish them quick.
Yeah. How the hell that went down last time that they saw us before the door was open, that seems like a glitch. But, definitely easier to do. Or fix, I should say. You guys are fast. Okay, Dora. I thought that was better, actually. Dora's right here. I'm going to have him this way. And I have a camera mod rotator. So again, if I use the comma or the period, I rotate the camera in various ways. If I want to recenter it, I press the one slash that's right next to the period on the keyboard. But this allows me to line stuff up and get a better feel for where I'm going to hit guys. For instance, if I want to hit them with this damn beanie and hit as many guys as possible, I may have only hit like these 3 when I could have hit 5. See that? Or even more. So again, I want to make sure that I'm not hitting my teammate, who's right here. You see those little dashes? That indicates that she'd be smacked with a spell, potentially. So here's the hitting everybody but her, and I think maybe one guy. This guy's probably immune. That was a solid spell attack. And some guys apparently evaded it. That's okay. Now, back to our normal rotation. Eliza's already here, so she might as well just start wailing on guys. She's pretty good at that. So we got one. Oh, wow. Really? Okay, Tristan, I want you to come over here. And I want you to... No, we don't need fairy fire. Aha. There we go. A little more damage. Proto. Let me rotate that camera somewhere. I really have a hard time seeing these guys. Why don't you do your 5-foot stutter step this way, kiddo. And we're going to summon some skeletons on top of these fools because we need some flanking help here. There we go. Now, these guys are considered Fey properly. And as such, they have damage reduction for anything that's not cold iron. So if you see a number that says reduced, that's what you're seeing.
Cannot hide from me. Nowhere to run.
Oh, can you not see them?
Aim true.
Oh, the damn pillars in the way. That sucks.
I grant you death. Cannot hide from me.
Well, alright then. Thanks for nothing, I reckon. Should have just moved them over here where there's a direct line of sight of these guys. Jubilos, for instance. Come over here. And 30 bombs.
Clever ploy.
Take out 2. Notice he stops attacking once he kills the main target. Unlike everyone else who will switch targets, he can't do that with bombs. Which is okay. Usually we give him someone in the middle, so he's like AoEing a shit ton of bad guys at once. It's usually to our benefit. Thor's turn.
This will hurt!
Solid strike.
You should have run!
Okay. Lies' turn.
Do not hold back.
Smack again. Smack one more time. Thank you. Oh, just keeps on beating the shit out of guys. Tristan's turn. Let's AoE heal. He has an ability that not only AoE heals, but for people that could have been damaged by that, he has an ability called Selective Channel that prevents him from hurting people on the team or healing the bad guys, because a normal cleric would do that. AoE, they would heal everybody. So it's called Selective Channel. Highly recommend you grab that on any cleric that you're playing with, whether it's you or someone else like Harem on your team. Downside is to get Selective Channel, you have to have a charisma of, I believe, of 13. Now you can get that with gear, for instance. So if your charisma is lower than 13, like Harem's is, you can wear like a tiara of charisma plus 4, for instance, and bring him up to what he needs to be. Now the downside is once he takes that tiara off, you would assume that that means that he can't do the Selective Channel anymore. I don't think that's true. I don't like that in this game. I've complained about it multiple times, so there's really no need to rehash that here. But the point's still the same. It is something that you can do. I'm going to actually just snowball this guy. Nice. It's the empowered snowball, so solid damage because of that, and it's also intensified as well, which is why it had the cool yellow border. The empowered comes from her belt, which is here. The Greater Belt of Perfect Components. Any first, second, or third level spell that she has, if it can be empowered and or extended, it is done so automatically. So Cause Fear is extended, for instance. Ray of Enfeeblement can be empowered and extended. Snowball can be empowered and extended. Remember, the duration on there is 1 round for being staggered, so that can be extended. Magic Missile can only be empowered. Mage Armor can only be extended. But again, that's every spell that she has here that she memorizes for the day for level 1, for level 2, and for level 3 is a big boost. And I believe I figured out the other day that it even works on this, because this is still technically a level 3 spell, even though it's a level 4 casting. Let's actually prove that to ourselves in a fight. If you see that that's in power, right now it's intensified. That's this guy here. If I cast that level 4 spell, but it still gets empowered, then it works on any spell that you bring up beyond level 3. So that's still pretty damn cool. Specifically if you're, like, for example, say, trying to maximize something. I can go over here and do something for a change.
Nowhere to run.
There we go. Oh my god, he got pissed off at those skeletons. Jubilost.
Primitives.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything... anything for us to grab here? Yeah. Loot the bodies, of course. And we will sell stuff off when we get overweight. Looks like we have another door here. Of course, you always want to save after each fight if you feel like you've cleared the room. Make sure to always check for invisible rooms and doors, and as well as invisible items that need to be perceived. Like this could have been something that we perceived. It could have been like a hidden treasure chest in the room. Literally, it'd be right out in the goddamn open, but you have to do a perception check to see it, which seems a little weird to me. But again, for thematic purposes, we'll pretend that it was hidden somewhere. Or maybe the lighting was so poor that the shadow of this was blocking your ability to see it. You know, whatever you want to do to justify it. But basically, you do want to walk around everywhere. Oops, we missed something back here. Did I miss this? I did. Oh my god. My bad. Take that. I'll need to also show you the hidden things that we're talking about. Remember I said that there's a hidden item on each floor. This was the one we picked up on the last floor, the student's copybook. Notice how it has that little, you can barely make out the faint circle. You can see it better on these ones. These faint circles let you know that it's magic or important or something of that nature. This is the one from the floor above us. There'll be something very similar on this floor, not necessarily another copybook. I'm just saying something that's like this as far as the circle's concerned. Notice that we have other ones from other floors of this Tenebrous Steps, for example, the Bestiary, the Tenebrous Steps. We have this, where is it? Robe of the Fallen Princess, Letter of the Fallen Ranger, Vials of the Fallen Alchemist, and again, you get the idea. There's a series of them. You grab all 4, and you have to have all 4 before you fight the boss on that 4th level. So again, we're at level 13, 14, 15, and 16. By the time I get to level 16, I better have 3 of them, and once I get to 16, I have to find the 4th one before I engage that boss fight. Because if you kill the boss without having all 4 items in your pack, the boss doesn't drop the 5th magic item. And again, it leads to a story arc, which is what we're trying to do. So that's the goal for that. You don't have to do that. That's just extra content stuff. I do like the idea, though. And again, it seemed like a decent enough challenge and easy enough to get if we're just paying attention.
There's something here.
For instance, before we go that way, another solid quick save for us.
Follow if you dare.
Yeah, we're not hitting
I
item.
was
I was
successful
about to say,
in my
don't
search.
just run up and click it first. Walk up to the area to make sure there's not a trap on it. You may not have perceived it, but someone else in your team, if they get close enough, will. Highly recommend you do that, so don't just keep, ooh, stuff and clicky.
Child's play.
Alright, looks like we got a magic club, possibly another item. Ah, the Captor's Diary. Sounds like we got our next item. See that? Now we can progress to the next floor. Doesn't mean we don't want to check everything on this floor. I'm just saying we've got what we needed on this floor to progress to the next floor and not feel like we've missed anything, per se. We picked up a Scroll of Rave Enfeeblement, 5 of them, weird. Scroll of Ear-Piercing Scream, cool. +4 club even, yay. And some other sellable stuff. So, kind of cool. Do a quick save on that now that we do have it. So we can come back to that spot later if we need to.
We'll do it the
Hey,
hard
Smilodon
way.
like Treant. What you doing? Stuff, things. We are on a surprise round, as you can see here. So let's actually just charge this fool and stab him once. Oh, that was a solid scare tactic. Oh, there's 2 in the room. Okay. Well then, Proto can come and help me. Sneak attack and lowered its strength. Every time she does a sneak attack, she'll lower her strength by 2 now. She's got a decent number of attacks, so when the fight actually begins, she'll be actually pretty good at damaging the shit out of this guy. How are we doing for damaging him? About half health. Okay. Oh, you can come over here and mess with this one. Oh god, there's 3 in the room. Jesus. Okay. We need to have pets out for this. Liza, help us out here, hon. Do you have Bogeyman still? No, they're all gone. So I need you to cast... let's do a 5-foot stutter step this way. Getting Bogeyman here. Right. Now, sadly, it looks like they caught our pet in that Akbo. Nothing I can do about that. Can't control those guys. Oop, the hell. Didn't mean to do that. Jubilost. Here, can you reach him with your bombs? No, I don't think you can. But you can shut bombs off and go back to using your javelins.
Will they ever learn? A fine use of my
No,
talents.
he didn't have the range on those either. Not surprising. That's why you normally keep him with crossbow. But again, we're doing that trick where he's using 2-weapon fighting. Tristan, I want you to do a 5-foot stutter step in this direction. And, do a cold ice strike. You still can't reach him. Aha, you can reach this one and not hit our pet. There we go. We'll take that. Reflex saves are pretty crap. Solid damage. Okay, my turn.
Strike!
Now that we're all up in it, we get to multi-attack the guy. And he's dead. Good work. Proto.
out of
Come
my
over here and
way.
help out
I
Akbo.
am superior.
Very nice. Oh god, there's 4 of them in the room. I should have known. Wow, that's bad. Alright, Eliza. Why don't you
These magics should be used in
charge this
other
fool?
ways.
Thank you, ma'am. And from there, they're just doing, what do you call that? Phantasmal killer spells. That's why you're seeing random damage. They're making their save. And even if they make their save, they take 3d6 of magic damage. So that's why you're seeing those little numbers fly off them. I need you to come that way. Shoot this fool up.
True.
Go. Nice. Tougher little nugget than I thought. But good job, Ekin. Juby should come over here and finish this fool off.
Clever ploy.
Oh hell, I forgot I shut his bomb off. I'll say, what the hell are you doing? Oh, they seem pissed. Alright, Tristan. There we go. Good work, bro. Door's turn. Can you charge?
This spell works differently.
Alright.
Don't hold back!
So I can help flank. Proto. She's not close enough to attack him, but she is close enough to attack him with a spell. So we're going to have her do Rod of the Fearless again. And Acid Cantrip. So she gets some sneak attack love in. And that uses her swift action up. She still has her attack round though. So she can still do a spell. Remember we said we were going to do this one, Battering Blast, to see if it's empowered. Ooh, I'm betting it is. Let's take a look at that number, shall we? So notice that she did sneak attack damage with it. And again, every sneak attack damage does -2 to the target's strength. So here's her casting Battering Blast, -2 strength because of sneak attack damage, and then the attack itself. 76 plus 1 force, 66 plus 6 force for sneak attack. And that, for those of you that don't know, 76. Oh my! Oh, that's good news. So this was not empowered. It doesn't say empowered. You see that? But it was intensified, and we were never sure if intensified worked. Let's show you her spell book. I've been having hit or miss issues with spells doing damage with intensified. It says it can, so if you look at it here, this little dot lets you know that it can be intensified, and therefore it's a level 4 spell, which is how you see the yellow borders. I made this spell intensified. Now, what intensified does is it basically inflates your caster level beyond the level that you are. Or, I'm sorry, rephrase. That's misinformation there. Let's take a spell that's easy to explain it on. Something like Snowball. Okay, here's a spell that can do maximum 5d6 of damage. However, it can be intensified. How does that work? Well, it gets 1d6 of damage per caster level. Maximum 5d6, which means at level 5, it's done. Okay, you can be level 5, you can be level 20. Even a level 20 wizard's casting this spell, it's going to only do 5d6 of damage. You know, +1 for like point blank shot, blah blah blah. But basically 5d6 is all you're going to get out of it. If you intensify it, what that does is it raises it another slot level. So level 1 goes to level 2, as you see here. But intensified, what it does is it allows you to go 5 levels higher than the cap. Okay, so 5 caster levels for this makes it 5d6. 5 caster levels higher would make it 10d6. You see that? So that's why that could be 10d6. Now, there are other ones that you would think, oh, that just means add 5d6 every time. No. I'll give you another example of one that's like that. Where is that? Bone Shaker. Here's an example one that's intensified. Now notice this one. 3d6 of damage base plus 1d6 per additional level, or per additional 2 caster levels. See that? So a level 20 caster, that's 10 d6 here plus 3d6, so it's 13d6 max. Okay? Intensify doesn't really help on this one then. You see that? Because again, it's not limited by your caster level. Your caster level can get to 20. There's no problem. I just did it because again, it gives us an extra spell slot. But having said that, look at one that can. Was it Bone Shaker? Bone Shatter. Does she not have it yet? No, maybe she doesn't have access to it. That would suck. Who has Bone Shatter? Tristan surely does. Bone Shatter. Here we go. He can intensify his, for instance. Notice this one. Okay, 1d6 per caster level, 15d6 max. Now he's only level 15, so even if I intensify this, he's still only going to be at 15d6. Okay, because he's not above the cap. But intensify could raise the cap to 20, level 20 caster, and therefore 20d6 is possible. Okay, if there's a spell like we just showed you with Bone Shaker that does 2d6 of damage, or sorry, 1 d6 of damage per 2 caster levels, that's a thing. But again, it can only raise you 5 levels. So you see that? So again, a 2 caster level, let's say you could get to level 25 somehow in this game. This one would supposedly still cap out at 20, level 20, and therefore be 13d6. I'm actually probably making this more confusing than I need to be. Let's just get on with the game. Point is, she got 76 of damage from those force balls attacks that you just saw. And why is it 76? Because they're normally 5d6. But it's 1d6 of damage. In fact, that's a better way of explaining it. It's 1d6 of damage per 2 caster levels, I believe. Per 2 caster levels. So maximum of 5d6. So at level 10, each ball would cap out at 5d6 of damage. However, you can get 4 balls because you get a ball at every 5 caster levels. So at level 5, which is as soon as you get this spell, you get 1 ball of damage. At level 10, you get 2 balls. And at level 15, you get 3. Then at level 20, the cap, you would be able to get 4. The intensify, people would think, you know, if I could get to level 25 somehow for this spell, then I should get an extra ball. It doesn't work that way. So, don't think you're getting extra attacks from that. But you can apparently raise the cap here. Why was it not 10d6? Because again, 2 caster levels. Okay, so maximum, as it says, 5d6. That implies level 10 cap. Intensified raises the cap 5 levels. So level 15 cap now. What is 15 divided by 2? 7.5. Round down, that's 7d6. That's why you saw 7d6 of damage per hit. Not counting the sneak attack and the point blank shot. But that's why that worked out. So that's cool, because that gives us information we didn't have before. Let's actually come over here and status. Set them up for being scared of us. Put that back now so we have some room to see. Ekin. Get over here and shoot this thing.
Good, you dead.
Thank you. Wild Hunt Archer. Yeah, be careful. We're actually in the Wild Hunt map. And for those of you that don't know what that means, know that means paralysis is going to be a big thing. So when you're trying to solo the game, these are the bad guys that most people die trying to solo. If you don't have the proper protections, or you can never get the proper protections, this is a way you can get straight up hosed. I'm just going to straight up say, have some skeletons on your face, so I don't have to think. Now they may not be good at hitting, as you can see, but they will distract, and that's really the kind of the point here. Can you charge?
This magic should be used in other ways.
Nope. Okay, come over here then. And then I want you to single target. Oh, shake that. He made his save, but he took half damage. Damn it, don't hit me with my own spells, you jackass. Okay, bow. That's good enough for now. Tristan. Cast another one of those bone shakers. Yup. Dora.
You should have run!
I think if I do a 5-foot stutter step, he'll be within range.
Cannot
Yeah.
hide from me.
Nice work, Ekin. QB.
Will they ever
Get that
learn?
fool. That's what I'm talking about. Trivialize the fight. And it's all because we had Jubilost on the party. One of my favorite non-Magi. We got a guy that's pissed off over here. Sneak attack on the team. Someone got controlled. One of the things I love, of course, about this game is I love the different classes. Magi are one of my favorites. That's why I'm playing a Sword Saint right now. However, if I weren't playing a Sword Saint or Magi in general, I like the Eldritch Scoundrel, which is what she is. I like the Inquisitors because, again, they're partial casters, but they're still awesome. I like basically subcasters. I almost always like subcasters.
I do what I must.
But I do like the idea of a monk, and I do like the subclass Grenadier of the...
Interesting.
Hey there, almost missed that. Of the Alchemist class. Jubilost is an Alchemist proper.
Pay attention.
The better version, in my opinion, is Grenadier. They get a lot more bang for their buck, so to speak.
You can thank
And they
me
still
now.
get bombs, they still get all the same spells. But they still end up being tougher, in my opinion. Now, having said that, why are they tougher? Well, one, they get like martial weapon proficiency, where the other guys don't, which is fine. Again, they still have simple weapon proficiency, so they, and their ability to throw bombs. So even Jubilost is awesome. But like I said, it's just a feel difference. They have a couple more things that they have that are good, a couple more things that make them not as good as Jubilost, for instance. But still a solid choice. Notice that we have Mandragora swarms. It looks like we have more than one in the area, which means 3, 4. Oh my God! So we have our own swarms. That doesn't mean we should use them, but these things are also particularly susceptible to fire, if I remember correctly. So it's possible we could singe quite a few. Oh hell, there's another one over there. Let's see, can I do a... I don't know, the field, so I have a swift action still. What I want to do... Oh, this guy up here. Here we go. Hey, bro. Sneak attack. And the reason that was sneak attack is because it's the surprise round. He hadn't acted yet, so he was caught flat-footed. So that really allowed me to do extra damage with her. Now, Dorraj, he has his own attacks that he can use to straight up screw these guys over. For instance, Siroko's another solid attack. Does fire damage. Have to be real careful that we don't walk in on it. But he'll do damage every round. Tristan, to have him come this way, and can he lob a fireball? No, actually, let him get skeletons up in this mess. It'll help keep them trapped in the swarm, the Sirocco, a little more. Eliza, we're having problems again now. Let's actually rank up these dudes. The Axiomites. Notice her last pets disappear. That is kind of random. I don't really know what causes them to disappear, because it's a different set, different kind, and there's times where I can literally summon 2 of the same kind back to back, and the game doesn't seem to have a problem having 2 sets of the same kind out. So I don't know if it's because I summoned a different kind, maybe that's the trick, but sometimes you can't double up on these. You summon a new set, the old set disappears. Know that that might be a thing. Yo. Oh yeah. Normally they buff up, so the fact that they're literally engaging immediately is kind of nice for us. Okay, Juby. I'm going to have him 5-foot stutter step this way.
A fine use of my talents.
And his AoE attacks would be amazing against these swarms. These swarms are particularly nasty too because they cause poison. And you see we already got a guy that's nausea. That's that little swirl over his head. How about the immense Mandragora? How's he doing for health? He's down to damn near half already. Akabo, just come over here, buddy. Just be a frontliner for us. Okay, stuff makes it past the Skeletors. We might need help. Alright, Akin. Might as well take out the big guys, and you can hit him better than you can hit the swarms. There we go. Still able to hit the swarms, though. Good job, Akin. It's okay. Look at all that minus strength. You saw that penalties that they hit. 6 damage. Strength, 2 to the strength. So again, they literally are debuffing the shit out of these. But these are pets that are temporary, so I don't care so much. Another trick that I could do for these guys is... let's actually see if we have the spell. I don't have all our spells listed here. I could hit them with fire, like, what was this? Yes, fire snake spell. Teammate friendly. Ready to hit quite a few of those guys. I think he even took 1 or 2 out. Not bad, not bad. Because she still has her Rod of the Fearless on, though I can also do a cantrip. It didn't do any damage to it though. So guys are immune, or they reduce damage, at least to the point where they don't have to worry about it. Let's go. Now me going in front. Dora's turn. I can use cold spells. Many of our pets are immune to cold. I get as many of these doofuses as I can. Oh, solid. They got a lot of health though. Is where, again, Jubiloss is going to reign supreme with his AoE attacks. But we still have characters that have good AoE attacks. For instance, we have fire spells from our cleric. But do solid damage. Good job. Again, they're not likely to take out the skeletons quickly. They're tougher than you think. Eliza, she has her own AoE attacks. Nice. If you pause the game, you can see their health bars. That's what I'm doing. So you see this one's about dead. This one's halfway. And we got damn near full health on these guys. That sucks. And they might regenerate. Can't really tell for sure. Wow, just shredded through their health, man. Okay, this is Jubilost again. Let's get all up in here. Do his little bomb thing, but instead of that, I'm actually going to throw just 1 at a time. And the reason for that is I don't want him burning up everything on one guy when we might need him for this side. If these guys can be handled, so to speak, then there's no reason for me to go crazy. There's no reason for me to go crazy with the bombs. But ooh, here they come towards us. Oh, that's not all good at all. Ekin, I need you to kill
Cannot
that.
hide from me.
That's gonna be rough. Proto. It's because they took out our skeletons. Wow, they really did, didn't they? Okay. Now, 5 foot stutter, step back that way. And I want you to get your squirrel out.
Yes.
Okay. Dora's turn, and since I'm already up and in it, I might as well just go to town on these guys. But I can cast this spell. Catch these fools in it.
Go! Strike!
Stop that. Close the thing. Tristan. That. I want to hit you with the... Is this a... Sunbeam spell? Here we go. Maybe I'll get lucky. Apparently I got lucky and killed my own skeleton. Alright, Eliza. Need some love here, kid. You guys are still over there, so I don't want to have her summon more guys. I guess it's AoE time. She's doing work. It's just they got a massive health pool, these little goobers, apparently. They come to the electric attacks. You're gonna go spam crazy on that shit. That's all rough. Oh man, that's a lot of strength penalty. That's not good. They can kill you if you take your strength down. Alright, at this point we are going bomb crazy.
Clever ploy.
1, 2. Okay, that one's dead. He ran out of bombs. He didn't run out of bombs? Why the hell? I only attack. Oh, maybe there was 2 guys there. He killed the one, didn't kill the other. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Look, Bo. We'll not like this thing. There we go. Yep, more strength. Oh, good Lord in heaven.
Nowhere to run.
Really hurting after this one. Ekans just doing work, man. Proto, beam the hell out of this damn thing. There we go. L to make my special effect go away.
I'm there.
That's a mod that did that. My little squirrels didn't even attack these things, so I guess they didn't even recognize them as threats, or they didn't get a turn, which is entirely possible. Some pets that you summon, they don't get to act on the turn that they're
Follow if you
summoned.
dare.
So they're probably one of those pets. Oh, though, we just got ourselves a Dark Revelation hat. That was actually a pretty good hat. I'm going to show you that here in a second. But we need to actually solve the issue about damage that we've taken. So notice that my strength is down to a 9. I have an ability damage of 15. She has an ability damage of 10. She's okay. Always check it just to make sure. She might be immune to ability damage because she's undead. He didn't take any either. He has -2 from something. I want to keep an eye on that. He has ability damage of 5. He has a wisdom damage, but that's coming from the mutagen that he drinks. That's not his fault. That's just something he has to live
I
with.
do what I
So,
must.
point is we need to
any
cure some
brilliant
serious
ideas?
things. Here's restoration. Cure hers. Okay.
I will
Look at her
not
now.
falter.
Her strength's back to normal. Now, I don't have another restoration
skills are
learned from
getting
Jubilost,
rusty.
but I do have
Yes?
a spell called Heal. I swear I put that on his tree not a moment ago. Same with this. And this must not have saved. Maybe that's what it was. So let's save it this time. But Heal should also cure, I think, our ability damage. Yeah, there's a plus 15. So I am back to full strength. And full health, of course, too. That's why the heal spell is so goddamn amazing. It does like damn everything you want it to do. There's only a couple things that it won't fix. And there's other spells for that, obviously. I just keep those as side, like scrolls or wands or something like that, or potions if you can get them in potion form. Just so that you have that part of the build covered. Notice that we have our undead if she's particularly wounded.
Move already.
The only way for her to not be wounded is for her to inflict wounds on herself. So we gave her a scroll, or a wand specifically, that can inflict damage. That's the reverse for undead, where it heals them versus damaging them. So that's how we get her back to full, like that. For everyone else, we have Tristan, for his AoE heals. So you see your health getting back to normal. Now, let's quick save that again. I wanted to show you that kick-ass hat we just picked up. If you go and sort in order of newest to oldest, all the new stuff will be up here on top. Here is the item, Dark Revelation, +6 to Wisdom. So obviously a Wisdom-based caster, like Tristan, for instance. Which, by the way, I gotta fix his ability damage here in a minute. But Tristan has a hat item, this phylactery of positive channeling, basically like a headband that gives him extra healing. Now, of course, I can swap that out if I want, and we're not really using healing all that much. Losing 2d6 is not the worst thing ever, but this would be a higher wisdom for him, and therefore more spells a day, better DC checks on his spells, and notice the second part of the hat. +1 DC to all divination spells cast by the wearer. Now, there's not but like 1 or 2 divination spells that have a DC check on them, and they're higher tier stuff. don't even know if the Tristan has access to it yet. It's an enchantment. I think it's going to be literally level 9. These are evocations, transmutations. Yeah, it's going to be level 9. But for those that have that ability, the prediction of failure, I think is the spell that I'm thinking of. For those that have that ability, it's an amazing ability. Let's see, Tristan, what do you have? You have a heal spell? You do. Heal yourself. There we go. Now everybody's back to being normal. With the exception of maybe puppers. Alright. And again, the reason that that's important is, again, you don't want to have your strength or any of your stats drop to 0 or less, because if they do, you die. So, that's just a stated fact. A very annoying one at that. Looks like this will be our next area. Did I check this area? Must have. A quick save. Downstairs. Not going there yet. Again, we want to check the whole area.
I do what I must.
Stand with me.
Oh, hey. The Wild Hunt Monarch. Oh, he could be a tool. Okay. Let's do this thing. Eliza. 5-foot star step over here. Let's get a sense for what this guy can do. So his fortitude check. Oh, Jesus. Okay, he's got a con of +10. So the +10 means that his constitution is a 30. Okay, so that's solid. He's got a good fortitude check. Not surprising. He's probably got a shit ton of HP. Yeah, that barely even registered. So this is going to be a tough fight. Your turn. These guys got some expanded attacks. We don't want to get anywhere near that, so I'm going to pull way the hell over yay and hit him with something else. Like, how about some acid fog for you, you jackass? There you go. Take constant damage, tool. Oakbow, please come over here, bro. What the hell are you doing, Ekin? Call the hunt. You just summoned pets? And, oh my god, they're bow archers. Oh, good lord. Looks like he's getting ready to cast a Dispel Magic effect, too. Proto. I'm going to have y'all. And let's do this kick-ass beam attack on... I can't even target those guys. What's that about? Actually, you know what? Since we got him pinned down, let's do a little wall of fire. Now that's perpendicular to you and your target. So wherever you click, wherever she's facing, draw a straight line and go left and right. And that's basically where the wall's going to go. So you can kind of predict where it goes. I really wish they would highlight the area of effect so you can see, oh, this is where it's going to land. So that you know, you'll move your character a little bit or face this way a little bit. You'll tweak yourself a little bit around so that you're not... Because I wanted to go literally straight up and down this. Still got what I wanted out of it. So again, solid damage. And hit him twice. I'm not sure what that's about. I guess because I'm in the wall. Anyway, I'm going to do my fearless trick here as well. Just to get a little extra attack off on it. And then I'll move her over to here. Tristan's going to come over here. And he is going to try a... No, we can't do summons like that right now. It's entirely possible that we can't see these guys because of fairy fire, because they're invisible. Just making sure. They're all glowing now, so that at the very least they're definitely here. Alright, Liza's turn. I have you 5-foot star step this way, kiddo, so you're in front of Tristan. And she's gonna AoE the shit out of this prick. Yeah, those guys dodged it all together. He took damage at least. How's his reflex save? Oof. Dexterity of +7, so that's a 14. That's a 24 dexterity he has. Oh, good lord. A 30 con and a 24 dex. This thing will be fun. These guys are getting their electric attacks off. Even if it's minor damage, it's still constant damage on them. Again, he's down to half. It's not that it's not working. I can start unloading, say, with some fire attacks like yay. And again, the other guys seem to be immune. With the reflex save, the scouts that he summoned. Probably could have done glitter dust, quite frankly. Matter of fact, can I? It's a less level 2 or 3 spell. Yeah. I already used up my turn somehow. Uh-oh. Lockbow got scared. Oh, what did he just hit me with? He tried to dispel magic on me. I said it failed. Okay. This is crazy. Let's take a look at that combat round there, guys, because this is, again, this is kind of bad guys that you will fight, like I said, at the end of the game. So a lot of people that are like, can I solo? Can I take whatever character X and make him or her solo the content of the game without not counting those places where you have to have a buddy, where you have to have someone to trigger this trap here while you're on the other side of the room triggering the other trap. Not counting that shit. Can I take this character solo? And this is because of this that you can't for many. So again, for instance, dispel magic, dispel see invisibility communal from Dora. So we got something. He tried to get Death Ward. See that? But it didn't work. So at least I have that. But my see invis communal's gone. So if I can't see invisible and these guys are invisible, I'm kind of hosed. All these longbow hits, solid checks with these guys for shooting. They have deadly aim 3, rapid shot 2, and he summoned these guys. They have the living bow, whatever the hell that means. It gives them apparently a +5 to their swing. So the chances that these multiple guys are going to just unload on you is going to be a thing. Notice Wild Hunt Scout attacks Eliza with Crystal, and that's the ability. One enemy creature within close range, a Wild Hunt Scout can, as a swift action, manifest a green crystal in her free hand. This crystal vanishes as soon as it leaves her possession. As another swift action, a Wild Hunt Scout can fire a beam of green energy from her crystal. This is a ranged touch attack, and the range increment of 40 feet that deal 3d6 of force damage on a successful hit. And this is why many characters cannot solo. Because if you do not have a solid touch armor class, shit like this is just going to pepper you to death. A lot of people are like, oh, I can take a fighter solo, and he's going to be, tits armored up with, plate mail, tower shield +5, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but if you don't have a solid touch armor, he's going to take a pounding against targets like this. And this is why I wanted to point this out to you guys, because this really is nasty. Fortunately, they got a crit miss, and she has a decent, if not great, touch armor class. So at least Eliza's okay. We didn't buff her to the 9s, like we should have. But we didn't anticipate a fight like this either. I noticed Proto Lich, she got some damage in from her Wall of Fire already. So these are when they start her round. It reticks again. So again, still hurting him, which is again at least nice. Man, those guys got some health, but again, taking him out is probably going to make the other guys disappear, is my guess. So, how do we do that? Proto. Well, we got acidic spray. Hey, that was not bad. They all made their reflex save, though. You see that? But they take half damage, so that's at least something. And again, just because she can, piling on some extra damage. Nice. Tristan. I have to stutter step over here, bro. Can you bless wear off on us already? Yeah, it has. Let's activate bless one more time in case we're trying to shoot these guys. Why are these guys just... You guys paralyzed? Paralyzed. Oh, hell. I was about to say, why are they doing the freaking breakdance move? They got hit with something early on that paralyzed these two. I must say, because I need them to do damage. What the hell's going on? I'll have to break them free. That's, again, another freedom of movement issue. That's why you wanted that spell. Remember, we have that on our main 2 characters. We specifically had Julas cast it on them. Matter of fact, it's already worn off on her. And her. And I have it still, thank God. He has it, of course, still on him, thank God. But I can resummon a spell with him if he doesn't have the ability to recast it. He can resummon it, cast it again, and break one of these guys free. I'll probably do Ekin because Jubilos is probably out of bombs by now. The fact that these guys don't seem to ever run out of lightning bolt spells makes me incredibly happy. They're at least doing work. This guy's going down, but it's not easy. Let's hit him with a glitter dust. Will saves across the board, but now they're lit up like a Christmas tree for sure. And it looks like we can finally actively touch that attack chain. See that? So that's nice. So they probably were invisible. Oakbow, you're going to come over here, but you're not going to get too close because he's probably still in the panic mode. So we need to stop him. 150 heal. Well, so much for him almost being dead. Okay, I can see why people don't like this guy. Okay, then. Stop hitting me with your crystals, you jackhole. Oh, I wonder if these guys need to breathe. Let's find out. Thinking Cloud, they do need to breathe. So we just made a bunch of guys hang their heads low. So you see when they swing their head like that guy is like head banging, that little swirly cloud is them puking their guts out. So that's nausea effect. So we just screwed that character from basically attacking. Now they can move out of the nausea effect if they can. But that's still a thing. Christian. Oh, we want to do the resummon a spell. He can only do this once a day, sadly. A free buff movement on bust him free from that mess. Because we can get a really good bowman on our team now. Okay, I'm going to have her come up here and mess with this guy now that he can be seen. We can start meleeing the shit out of these little bastards. Yeah, old monster too, huh? Look at you guys being awesome. Heckin'. Come closer. Shoot that thing to death. Nice work, Ekendayo. By the way, these guys are probably considered Fey proper. And as such, I have this ancient hunt, which is cold iron arrows. Infinite use. I should probably have that toggle running while he's shooting these fools up. My turn. I'm going to come over here.
Don't hold back!
Okay, what just happened? I swear I was swinging at this guy. He might be dead, but not dead. Okay, let's have Pop Bow come around. Oop, still scared. Sorry, puppers. This guy must have like an aura on him or some such. Okay, Proto. I would really like it if you took out the Monarch. Knock him around. Say with a nice Scorching Ray. Yeah, I don't mind that. That was a swift action, that's why it used up a charge. Hence the reason their swift action is going. And that allows me to do this one too. So that's why I did that. Oh, I'm one of them. Armor's he's looking at. His touch armor is 26. So again, a solid armor. But still managed to hurt him. That's to our benefit. No sneak attack, of course. Tristan. Can you paralyze this fool with Lion Trap? Yeah, he made a reflex save. Boo. Kind of figured that was going to be a thing, but you never know. Eliza.
Attack!
Okay, what the hell was that all about? 38. Good lord. I probably need to get one of these characters around the backside of this mess. Just beating the shit out of him. Or I could use her AoE moves like that. Okay, Ekendayo. A little bit closer.
Good, you dead.
There we go.
Give him what for?
We're within the fire. Well, no, sorry, within the acid fog.
This will hurt!
Now I'm within the fire. That was dumb. Okay, Oak Boat. I'm gonna need you to come in here, bro. Just to park yourself inside the room. Oh, that's a finger of death. What a dick move. Proto? Running out of things for you to do, kid. Let's check our spells, because like I said, I don't always put... Oh, here we go. I don't always put everything up in here. Yeah, we realized when we made that we'll save, didn't they? Yep. Okay. Let's do a meta magic rod and do haste on everybody over here. There we go. Tristan. He's dead. No. I'm looking for... I guess we have Lesser Miracle. That's kind of useful. I'm trying to get another... what was that spell called? I can't think. Freedom of Movement. Level 4 spell. So I can do that this way. Let's see. Level 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go here. And you just look for the Freedom of Movement. Like so. And I get that now on Jubilost. There we are. Now we got the whole team back again, with the exception of... Oh. That must be the wild gaze he's been throwing around. Uh-oh. Wild gaze. Oof. It's not good. Ekin.
Cannot hide from me.
He's about dead. Dora, can you come over here and finish this doofus off? I know I'm taking damage, but it's not going to be epic amounts. Alright, Jubilost is back in the game. With a bomb to the archer.
Primitives.
Here we go.